Okay, hi. So my name's Nicholson and I'm a course director of one of the IT courses here at Monash University. Now, before I get started, I just wanted to get an idea of who's out there in the audience. First of all, are there any parents here today? I know there was some over the weekend. Parents, admit you're here? Not many, a few. Okay, the rest of you, how many people here are avid gamers? Excellent. All right, now, good, hands down. How many people here have already thought they might like to study IT? Okay, how many are thinking about it but haven't decided yet? How many people definitely don't want to study IT? Oh, there's a few. Okay, not many though. All right, that's good. What I want to talk to you about today is IT at Monash. You've already been hearing huge numbers of presentations over this week. God, I don't have a knock. What? Get me off this. Okay, let's try again. I don't even know what that's about. Is this actually on? All right, IT. Okay, good. All right, we're back on. All right, so you've been hearing a lot about IT. I know, because my kids are in primary school now, that there's IT everywhere. You have electronic whiteboards. You basically use computer games and TV and Wii and Xbox and all that constantly at home to driving your parents crazy. When you go on public transport now, we've got this slightly dodgy IT system called Mikey running. Okay, we won't say too much about Mikey, but if Monash people had developed it, it would run better. Mobile phone technology, you're all on your phones all the time. How many people are on their phones now? That'd make you turn them off here? A few people are on it. More seriously, banking and getting money out and ATM and financial transactions and FPOS, factories with automated robots, and things like this picture here, that's the synchrotron, which is really near Monash. That's where scientists are doing these amazing experiments, banging particles into each other. It all wouldn't work without IT. Okay, so what is an IT professional? Who are the people, like the behind-the-scenes guys here, that make IT happen and work? Is this the sort of people they are? Who watches this show? Okay, I'm too old to watch it, but I believe it's good. Anyway, this is not really what modern IT professionals are like. There is a spot for the geeks and the nerds, but these are some of our Monash graduates that are in like the profiles on our marketing stuff and so on. They're kind of like ordinary people who get real, well-paying jobs doing IT stuff. So what do IT professionals actually do? Sometimes, especially the parents ask this, they're like, can you actually have a real career doing IT, or is it just something you kind of play around with? All those computer systems and networks and software systems have to be designed and built and maintained. Someone has to come up with the idea. Someone has to work out exactly what it'll do. Someone has to do the coding and put all the software together. And then someone has to keep it working and handle all the glitches that come up constantly. So that's what IT professionals do in a very general sense. The sort of jobs that you see advertised now in IT, the names are amazing. These things did not exist when I went through and studied computer science. Okay? Now that everything gets stored up there in the ether, we have people that are cloud architects. We have people that are IT forensic specialists. Forget that cutting up dead people. Nowadays, in terms of forensics, it's looking at someone's computer system and finding the fraud that they've committed. So anyway, there's huge numbers of jobs that we didn't even have names for a few years ago, and by the time, if you go through IT and you're working in industry, what you do in 10 or 20 years' time, we won't even know now what those names are, okay? Because the field's constantly changing. IT is everywhere, and we need people who understand it, can build it, and keep it going, and that's what IT professionals do. So if you're interested in that, I mean, apart from the game side, like most people who play games, including my 10-year-old son, he wants to be a games programmer. Unfortunately, you can't all be games programmers. Some of you will be, though. Apart from that, in the olden days, and by olden days I actually mean like 70s and 80s, these are the guys that created Apple in their garage in the 70s. In those days, there weren't many IT courses around, so you could actually be a maths person or a physics major or a teacher or someone who just worked in an office, and you could teach yourself how to program, become a bit of a hacker, and then go and get a job doing it, okay? And that is how most people got into it at that time. Nowadays, in the 21st century, guess what? You have to get a qualification, whether that's a TAFE qualification or a degree at somewhere like Monash. People expect you to be well trained and to be able to show your expertise through some credentials. Okay, so that's where Monash comes in. At Monash, we're a faculty of IT, Faculty of Information Technology, and that makes us a bit unusual. That means that we're organised all together. We're not stuck as just part of science or just part of engineering. We're one entity in the university, like law and medicine and teaching and engineering and science, but we're the Faculty of IT. And we offer a whole range of courses from the technical end, you know, the nitty-gritty programming, software engineering, computer science, through to the business applications and games programming and so on. Okay, so we have a whole range of degrees. I'm not going to go into those now. I am tomorrow going to come back. I'm the course director for software engineering. I'm going to say, well, what's the difference between computer science and software engineering? Because it's the question I get asked most at open days. So I'm going to come back and talk about that tomorrow. And later on in the week, there'll be someone talking to you about the business information systems degrees and our degree at Caulfield, which is called the Business Information and Technology Systems. One thing I do want to mention about all our degrees here at Monash is that we have what's called an industry-based learning program. And basically that means that you get a scholarship and you get to go and work for 6 months for a company that's part of your degree. You like get credit. It's not an extra 6 months or an extra year. It's actually part of your degree, and you get paid like $16,000. You get to experience a real work environment, and most of our graduates get really good jobs, some of them with the places they did their placements. Okay, so that's just an overview. You'll hear more about our industry-based learning program on Friday. This is something that you'll hear more about and you can find out more about. But like if you want to do a degree at somewhere like Monash, what do you need to get in? Not surprisingly, you need English. Even though you're going to be computer people, you need to be able to talk and write. Sorry, guys. Okay, so you need English. What about maths? I get asked that too. Are you one of these? Okay. Unfortunately, or for those people, but fortunately for those who actually like maths and like thinking logically and like problem solving, it's really important that you do some maths at school because if you want to be an IT professional. Okay, all our degrees require some VCE maths. Different courses require different amounts. It's not so much that we expect you to be able to like do calculus for your job. Of course, that's not going to happen. But what you do need is to be able to think clearly, logically, and problem solve. And that's what maths training gives you, okay? Not maths for the sake of it, but maths to help you do your job and produce good computer systems. Okay. Finally, of course, there's the ATAR. This is a clearly in ATAR score. So some people get in for various reasons with a little bit lower score, but basically it's in the mid-80s for the courses here at Clayton. And our course at Caulfield, which has more of an application industry focus, has a mid-70s ATAR score typically. Okay. If you're interested in our courses, there's people around this week who can talk to you about them. I'm here, I'm a course director, you can come and speak to me. There's also lots of students who are in these courses now. We've got brochures up the back with people sitting at the, hey guys, give a wave if you've got the brochures there. Brochure guys, you're listening to me. Oi, give a wave. Brochure guys. All right, that's them. They weren't listening. And we've got our open day coming up as well. Come in, speak to the staff, speak to the students, have a look at what Monash has got to offer for IT. Okay. Now, where have my guys gone? They're there. Okay. I've got 2 current students just to say a few things about their courses to make you hear the other side of it. First of all, we've got Ananya Behera, who's a 3rd-year software engineering student. So you want to come up? and he'll just tell you a little bit about himself and why he chose this course.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ananya Behera. I'm a third-year software engineering student at Monash University, Clayton, and I'm an international student, and I'm from India. And so why did I choose software engineering? Well, where I'm from in India, engineering degrees are really sought after. And I guess it's the same everywhere in the world because software engineering is used in almost all aspects and all industries. So banks, the gaming industry, manufacturing industry, we all require software engineering. And I thought that doing a degree at Monash, which is a really reputed institute, would actually benefit me in a career-wise way. Secondly, I was pretty good at math and logic and problem solving, and software engineering is a direct application of all of those few things. And to be honest, I'm pretty good at software engineering and what I do. I like to program. I think it's logical, and I like working through problems. The course at Monash, software engineering, is very well thought out. It's planned very well. The course progression is pretty awesome. What you do in your first year is always going to be used in your second year and henceforth. The facilities and the equipment in Monash are the best I've ever seen. I've seen quite a few institutes, and the tutorial rooms and laboratories are very well designed and really help students learn and appreciate this. The teachers are excellent here. So, what I plan to do in the future is, hopefully after I graduate, and that's in 2 years' time, I hope to work as a professional in the IT industry, either as an analyst or in one of the big IT companies. And after working for a few years, I plan to do an MBA degree. And maybe one day you guys will see me as a manager in a top IT firm. So thank you, and please have a look into the software engineering course at Monash. It's pretty good.
Thank you. Am I back on? Okay. Oh, I didn't pay him to say those things either. Okay, so our next student is Matthew Brown, who's third-year computer science student. Math's actually our kind of student app development guru, and he has won a prize for from Google, second prize?
From NICTA.
Oh, from NICTA. Sorry, he's won a prize for his actors. Sorry, one of the apps that he built, and he's also a Google student ambassador. So later on this week, Matt's actually going to be giving talks about both his app development work and also his role as a Google student ambassador. So if you look at the schedule, you can see where he's going to be talking in one of those afternoon talks on Wednesday and Thursday. But otherwise, I'll hand over to him.
Thanks, Anne. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, good. Cool. So tell me, what do you guys like most about computer games? Fun. Gaming? Boredom? Solving the problem, like the strategy? Violence, slash and bash, dash, gore? RPG? All right, cool. So why did I choose to do computer science? Well, that's basically why I did it, because I love strategy, I love solving problems, I love solving puzzles. Computer science is basically the science of computing. So what I like most about it is thinking about the biggest problems. What are the biggest problems? What can we solve? What can't we solve? And how can we solve them? And then go bigger. So one or two things that I really enjoy about doing my schoolwork here at Monash is that probably my favourite subjects are learning algorithms through problem solving. So that's a subject taught by Peter Tischer, or was taught by Peter Tischer when I was doing it, and we're looking at all sorts of games and problems and puzzles.
He's up the back. Give us a wave, Peter.
G'day, Peter. He's up the back. It's probably one of my favourite subjects you taught. Thank you. Looking at puzzles and how to solve, or how to think about strategies, looking at puzzles, algorithms. Another one that I've just done is my computer science project, where We increased the accuracy of an image retrieval system, so sort of machine learning oriented. So where I hope to end up, I guess, at the end of this all is probably doing something in relation to research on algorithms and problem solving and machine learning. So the idea of teaching computers to do all the work, teaching them to be intelligent so we can play and have fun, so we don't have to do any work. That's where I want to end up. So I hope you guys can see some sort of a pathway between strategies and playing games to doing computer science. And if you want to do it here, because there's a really strong link to industry and really good research centres at Monash too. Very strong research backgrounds. Thank you very much.